Hello guys, today I'm going to be doing the Premier League predictions. As you can see here, we have all the Premier League teams and Champions Leagues, champions, stuff like that. So I think this is going to be by far the easiest of the Premier Leagues for Manchester City that have won so far. I think Arsenal just signing one defender is not going to put them over the line for Manchester City. I think Pep leaves and then we'll see what happens. But for this season, I think Manchester City are going to win. Arsenal, I think, are comfortably going to get second place. I think, they pushed City to the limits last year. I think they'll comfortably get second. I think Liverpool will first. Preseason has been looking very good for them. Arne Slot has been doing very good. There were some reports that Luis Diaz was going to leave to Manchester City. I highly doubt that's going to happen. So yeah, that's how I have it so far. I have City first, comfortably winning. Arsenal second, comfortably. 3, 4, 5, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. I think that can go either way, but I do think that Liverpool are going to be third. Fourth, I'm going to go Manchester United. They've had a lot of injuries leading up to it. The Lenny Euro, the one that just signed, is going to be out for like 3 months. It's not looking the best for injury time. However, I do have hope. I do have hope for Manchester United. I might as well. For Europa League, this is where it gets a little interesting. I do not think Chelsea are going to get into Europa League. I have Aston Villa and I have Tottenham. The reason why is I think Tottenham and Ange are going to be a lot better this next season. I think they were plagued with a little bit of injuries. I think Maddison being injured for a long amount of time did not help them. And I think Aston Villa, they made some good transfers and signings. They had to sell a lot of players to get new players. That's just kind of how those mid-table teams, the teams like Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, they don't really have to sell players to be able to sign them on, but teams like Aston Villa do. So that's why I think that Aston Villa will come 5th and Tottenham come 6th. Now for Europa League Conference, I'm going to have to go, it's got to be one of these two or maybe Newcastle. I'm going to go with Newcastle. I think they were also plagued with a lot of injuries last season. I think they were fighting for top 4 until a lot of injuries happened. And they just kind of fell off. I think also dealing with Champions League is very tough as the new Champions League teams see that it's very hard to prioritize. You want to get into top 4 again. And also you want to make it out of your Champions League group stage. And unfortunately for Newcastle last season, they were in the group of death. But I think this season they won't have Champions League. So I think they'll be able to focus more on the Premier League and they'll get Europa League Conference again. For 8th and 9th, I'm going to go with Brighton. I think they're comfortably. I think, again, this team was plagued with injuries. And then I'm going to go with Chelsea, the team that under Todd Boehly has spent over $1.3 billion. Look at this. Chelsea under Todd Boehly, $1.3 billion. That is insane. Look at this. Is like the history, and 10th is Todd Boehly. That's insane. They got to, right? They got to. I mean, all they really do now is, though, they sell players that they bring up, like Conor Gallagher, just then they can sign new, younger talents and possibly having to sell them in 2 or 3 years. I'm going to go with West Ham at 11th. I'm going to go with Crystal Palace at 12th. Lower mid, I'm going to go with Leicester. I know they just got back into the Prem. However, I think Jamie Vardy is going to be, doing his thing. I think a lot of players that got relegated to the Premier League or to the Champions, they're still there. So I don't think it won't be that bad. I think it'll be Brentford and Everton. Actually, no, I'm going to move Everton over here because they did get the points deducted. That's why they finished so low. That's why they were fighting for regulation for most of the season. I'm going to go with Wolves, Nottingham Forest, and right there, Bournemouth. Fulham, Southampton, and Ipswich are going to be relegated. I feel pretty comfortable about this list, honestly. If I would be a betting man, I would bet on this list. This list is a very, very good list. Like I said, I think City will be champions again and win the league very comfortably. I think the Champions League, second, third, and fourth. I think fourth is up in the air. I think it could either be Manchester United, Villa again. But I think Villa has to do Champions League now, so they have to kind of like, you know, do I focus on the Champions League, which could be making more money if I make it past the group stages? It's a new group stage, so anything can happen. Maybe even I can get to quarterfinals, make more money. Or do I focus on the Premier League and get to top 5 again? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I would say it's a pretty comfortable list. Maybe I'll move Newcastle up here. Who knows? Maybe Chelsea gets a little higher. You know, it's just, I'm comfortable though. This is the only thing I'm comfortable for, that the champions are going to be Manchester City. There were reports that City were trying to get Luis Diaz and that they sent him like a 5-year, like $70 million contract. When I saw this, I was like, don't they already have Jeremy Doku, Jack Grealish? Yes, I do believe Luis Diaz is like a lot better than both of them, but wouldn't you rather be selling them before you even get Luis Diaz? So yeah, that's why the Manchester City sources deny any agreement with Luis Diaz after recent reports. Fabrizio Romano, very trusted source, reported that. Yeah, I'm not surprised here. I think Arne Slot has said multiple times in his press conference in his preseason that Luis Diaz is going to be a very important part for next season. And they did very good in the preseason, so I highly doubt that he's going to be sold or anyone's really going to be sold. I think Klopp gave Arne Slot a really, really good team. That's why I don't think they made too many signings or selling. I think also they wanted to wait until preseason was done to make any type of changes, you know, to see where they needed new signings. This was very funny too. This was in the Community Shield final when Manchester United scored, and as you can see, to win the game, look at that. Look at Aaron Ten Hag here. Look, he's like, I'm gonna celebrate. Oh wait, Jadon Sancho's right next to me. Do you see how he did that? Look how excited he got, and then he realized he can't really celebrate. He can't really celebrate with anyone because it's Jadon Sancho. Look at this, bro. It's so awkward. He's like, oh, Jadon Sancho's there. Oh. Dude, it's so awkward. It's okay, yeah. On to other news. I already talked about Chelsea under Todd Bowley, $1.32 billion. It's just, bruh. That's more money than my entire family heritage has made. That's insane. Oh, and this is kind of crazy. Kevin Durant is set to become a minority shareholder of PSG. He was in Paris, obviously, for the Olympics. They won the gold medal. He went to tour the training facilities and like PSG, stuff like that. This is probably one of the worst decisions Kevin Durant has possibly ever made. And he's made some pretty bad ones. PSG are in the dirt. PSG don't have Messi. PSG don't have Mbappe. PSG do not have Neymar. Do they even have TV rights deal for League One anymore? Nobody's going to care about France. Nobody's going to care about PSG. I think he should have invested in maybe a Premier League team, maybe a League One team, Atletico Madrid, maybe even. I'm not really sure how the dealings of financial situations are and shareholders, but I highly doubt Atletico Madrid and PSG are too wide a variety of like difference. And I think Atletico Madrid constantly get into Champions League, and I think they're a better team that people actually watch because they're in League One with Barcelona and Real Madrid. And you know for sure when they verse Real Madrid, Barcelona, they will get watched, and also in the Champions League. So I think probably should have done that, but he probably saw that Jordan. Oh, and Jordan also is not doing their thing with them anymore. They're not sponsoring them anymore. They don't have a kit deal anymore. So yeah, PSG are in the dirt. I don't know why he's doing this. However, it's his decision to make. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much. Subscribe, like, hit the like, comment. Yeah, it's like my first video that I'm posting. I'm a little nervous about it. As you can see, this video is probably all over the place. I just wanted to make this video, and yep.